What's up, everybody? Welcome to iOS 3 Raw TV. Tonight I want to take some time and I'm going to do things a little bit different here. All day long I've been seeing posts up about Rich Piana's birthday, and most of them are on Instagram. I think I saw a couple on YouTube that in general just like were happy birthday things. And people are sharing their experiences with Rich, or just basically putting up pictures of them and Rich and remembering his birthday. And today is his birthday, today is his birthday. And again, I want to do it a little different. I want to share something with you guys, and I've kind of touched on it a little bit in the past, but I thought a good tribute to Rich on his birthday today would be to put out some new information, okay, and literally give you some insight again into who I knew personally, right? I know there's different people have different versions of Rich or different views of him, but who I knew. I get the call, or I take the call from Primeval Labs, and I talked to them for a while. Flat out, they said, this is what we want to do. This is our vision for the future. This is what we can offer you. What do you think? We went back and forth with a couple things. We agreed on stuff. I said, I need to talk to Rich, because if Rich wants me to stay with 5% and make my own supplements with 5%, then that's something I would really like to do. Like, I would like to do that there, but you guys are going a whole different direction when they are. But let me just talk to Rich and, let's get this figured out. So I went to Rich. I called him. He picked up right away. It's not like, if you text Rich, he might have taken him a week to get back to you on a text message. But if you called him, most times for me at least, he would pick up right away. He usually called him about the same time, which I think on the West Coast was probably like after he's done with his workouts and shit. It was late here, so over there it was like done with his workouts and he was just home editing videos or whatever. And I said, here's the deal. Like, Primeval Labs has approached me. They offered me this. They offered me that. I would really like to do this, but I would like to stay with 5%. Can you guys offer me to make my own supplements with 5%? Meaning, like, here's Rich Piana's 5% with, the iOS 3 pre-workout or something, or the Jerry Ward pre-workout, something like that. And Rich told me flat out that he had a partner. Now, I never really knew this partner. I never met him. That he had a partner, and that's actually what stopped people from using the 5% logo. So let's back up. We're going to put another piece to the story. Rich was always very outgoing. He let us do a lot of things that would help us, and even if it was using his name or whatever, he wanted us to do that. So Angel, Viking, there was a couple other guys. I think that Steve Cart over in the UK, they had their own clothing lines. Pretty much we all had our own things going on, plus we had 5% together. And they started putting, like, Angel had Angel 5% tattoo. He was one of the people with Rich that actually created the whole 5% thing. Like, they were actually, Rich came up with it, and Angel was the one that was kind of like, you should definitely do that. Like, kept pushing him to do it. Angel had 5% tattoo. Viking had just a 5% on his shirt. I think that Old School Iron, I think Darren had some 5% on his shirt. Over in the UK, I believe Steve Cart had some. So I approached Rich and said, hey, Rich, listen, I want to wear a shirt out that has my iOS 3 logo on it, but I don't want to like have to choose iOS 3, which is my thing, or 5%, right? I don't sell supplements. I'm with 5%, but I have my own branding for my training company and stuff in my social media. So can I put a 5%? It doesn't have to be the logo, but just the 5%. Will you get offended if I put that on my own shirts? I'm not going to sell them. I'll literally have like a dozen shirts made for myself, and I will wear those around different places. So I'm still promoting 5%, but I get to promote my own stuff too when I'm not wearing 5% gear. And Rich just looked at me and he said, listen, man, I would love to let you do that, right? He said, but we actually have to tell the other guys to stop now too. The partner in general said he doesn't want people using 5% to promote their own businesses. So basically it was like, well, if 5% is going to be in your stuff, you're not going to have it. Like, you're not going to wear your stuff. You're not going to have 5% in your stuff. The partner was the one that squashed that. He put the kibosh on the whole fucking thing. And I never got a chance to do it because I got there late. Everybody else had already done it, whether they talked to Rich or not and just did it. The partner was all upset, right? So that kind of put the kibosh on it. So that's one whole story about that whole thing. So when it came time to do the 5%, the supplements, I was like, will 5% ever do branches off? Like, have like, my formula, have, Paulo's formula, have fucking this one, like have each one of our own formulas so that it's like, it gets more personal and it's not just all, because if you make the Rich Piana pre-workout, kill it, and it's perfect, how could you create something that is already perfect, right? You're doing different things. So what's perfect for you, maybe not for one person, then you have the Paulo or the Jerry Ward, the different things. And he was like, it's a great idea, I would love it. He's like, but right now the partner says, like, this is the deal, like, this is what he wants. And I don't really understand what that partnership was. So I said, okay, here's the deal. Rich, I said, Primeval's offering me this. This is my next way to step up to the next level. and I think I'm going to take that. You know, are you okay with this? And Rich was like, oh my God, dude. He's like, if I could do for you what you need, I would absolutely do it, but I can't. He goes, but, and this is where the conversation kind of turned a little bit different. Why don't you just not sign with Primeval? He's like, and create your own company and do it yourself. And I literally on the phone said, I can't. And he said, why not? I said, because I don't understand. I don't know how to do it. And he said, look, I got a guy who does formulas, because Rich didn't do the formulas himself. He goes, I got a guy that does formulas. We got manufacturing, we have shipping, we have fulfilling, we have everything right here. Why don't I just link you up with them, and I'll tell them that this is what we're going to do. He's like, that way there, we can all still fucking hang together and do our shit. He goes, but you'll just have your own thing. He's like, you'll be responsible for it all. He's like, you know, you've been around 5%, you've worked with these other companies. He's like, I think you can do it. And I said, listen, I don't feel confident. I don't know. You know, like, because honestly, looking back, I've always been the idea guy, right? I've always been the idea guy, but not really knowing how to put things into play or to get things to come to fruition that I was thinking about or creating or whatever. Like I was the artistic part of it, where I could draw things and come up with concepts and stuff, or, you know, formulate a supplement, whatever the case may be now. But back then I couldn't be responsible to hold that company on my shoulders. I didn't have it, right? And Rich was like, here's the deal, man. He's like, absolutely go with them. He's like, you know, they're offering you good money. They're offering you a great opportunity to become bigger than you are already. They're offering to base a company around you. He's like, not everybody gets that opportunity. It's a huge opportunity. He goes, and even if I could do this stuff for you here, he goes, they're going to make a whole company around you. That puts you in the spotlight. So yes, I think you could take it, because that's not what we can do here at 5%. And I was like, okay, but we're cool. And he was like, dude, we're more than cool. He's like, everything is fine, dude. He's like, you know, I appreciate you so much for coming in and discussing it with me and stuff. And he's like, yes, we're absolutely fine. He goes, matter of fact, if you need anything from me, just like call me, right? And I was like, well, that's really cool. He goes, as a matter of fact, he's like, you know, we have all these other ideas and stuff. He's like, if you wanted to come back, he's like, we could actually just create a company for you. He goes, if this thing falls through with them, we could basically do the same thing they're doing, but come up with this other stuff, and you would be a whole separate thing, not with 5%. He goes, or, he goes, I don't even care. He goes, let's say you don't want to do that at all. And you're like, I don't even want to be the face. It's not what you want, right? You get there and it's not giving you that fulfillment that you need. Just come back to 5%. You're here. You're my right-hand man. We'll do it. No problem, right? I mean, that's the way he would talk to you. He talked to you like he fucking cared, right? And I don't know what other people's interactions with him, I don't know other people's interpretations of things he said. I can tell you what he said to me was very point blank all the time. I didn't have to question it. I could look him in the face. He'd look me in the eye. I wasn't looking away when we talked. And he would say things in a very clear and decisive manner so that there was no confusion. That's the Rich Piana I knew, okay? Fast forward now, right? And when I went to Primeval, you know, I started talking to them about different things, and we came out obviously with the Intracell 7, which was the first product that we came up with mine, and we had it at the Arnold when it debuted. I went to go to the bathroom, I came back, and we had sold out. We actually had somebody drive more product from Arkansas overnight to us to the Arnold because we had sold out so fast. That's what had happened with Intracell 7. It was just one of those things where it just hits you in the chest like a ton of bricks that you actually pulled off what you were trying to do. Because so many people failed the first time, so many people failed the second time. That was my first jump in formulating a supplement, beta testing it, getting it on the market with Primeval, and it worked, right? And that's what Rich was saying all along. He's like, you can do it. I know you can do this. Like, I'm telling you, you can do this. Fast forward now, you know, I know the things that I didn't know back then. So I was able to put those into play with the Gifd Labs, right? Rich passes away, and it starts to light a fire under my ass where I feel like my time is running out too. You know what I mean? Like, Rich was only a few years older than me, but when someone your age or around your age passes away suddenly like that, you start to question whether or not, how much time do I have left? What do I have left to leave my mark, to a legacy, create whatever I want to do, make me happy, fulfill my life on a daily basis? How much time do I have left to do that? You know, and I really took a step back, and when we created Gifd Labs, you know, unfortunately, Rich didn't get to see Gifd Labs, which I think he would have got a kick out of the name. I think he would have got a kick out of the style, the clothing. I think he would have got a kick out of the products. Honestly, I think he would have got a kick out of all of it. And I think he would have been really happy with how things, you know, developed from me going from Big Bitch Formula to working with Isatori to 5% signing a contract with them to signing a contract and being the face of Primeval to finally doing this. And you can see little pieces of everything I learned along the way from everybody and all those companies and all the people that Gifd reflects. It reflects everything that has gone on with me in the last 25 years. And I do remember him calling at least once a month. He would call. Like, hey, oh, what do you need? This is the way he'd call it. Like, I'd see the phone and say, Rich Piana. I'd pick it up. Like, Big Rich, you go, yo, what up? Like, he would say the same thing every time. Yo, what up? He's like, how's everything going, man? Just haven't talked to you in a while. It's been like a month, right? I haven't talked to you in a while, man. We got lots of shit going on. How's Primeval treating you? Well, he didn't say Primeval. He would say, how's the new company treating you, right? I don't think he really knew the name of it at first. I say, oh, they're doing great. This is what's happening here. It's what's happening. He goes, okay, cool. Yeah, awesome, man. Cool. And you're doing okay. You know, your girl's doing okay. Yeah, everything is great. Your dog's doing, yeah, everything's great, man. Talk to him a little bit about 5%, some of the new stuff they got coming up, maybe some of the new athletes they were signing. You know, of course, always some of the drama and bullshit that goes on with stuff like that. And then he would always end off with the same thing. Remember, you ever need anything? You ever need a job? You ever need to come back to the company? Remember, don't be afraid. Call me. And I'd be like, he's like, no, seriously. He goes, and if I don't answer a text message or phone, you know, you're not bugging me. Just keep trying until I fucking answer. And that's what I remember of Rich. You know what I mean? Those are memories that I have that, you know, here's the owner and face of a company that became a giant juggernaut in the industry, right? And somebody who passionately, just was passionate, like loved the business, loved the aspect of supplements, loved the steroids, loved the training. He loved everything about that whole industry, right? And he gets to the top, the very top. And then there's me, the little nobody that nobody really paid attention to. And here he is taking it upon himself to try. Like, I didn't ask because I don't want to ask. Like, you don't want to ask people for favors. It's just not how I am or who I am. I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I owe somebody something because he did something for me because I asked him. I hate that. Here he is putting himself in the position to try and mentor somebody that he thinks has potential, right? And I took a step back, and at the time, again, I don't really know this is going on, right? Because it takes time to reflect. For me, a lot of times I have to go through something, and afterwards I take stock and I reflect. And then I start to say, wow, this happened, that happened, this was amazing, that was cool, right? And I just kind of stepped back, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'm on the right road. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm on the right road with this thing. The stuff with Primeval is going really well. I'm learning big pieces of the business because they're letting me in on the business parts that I didn't really know much about before. I have Rich, who's like a marketing genius, that if I ever had anything like as far as, well, I want to market myself, how do I do this? I literally could just call him. Primeval has a lot of the business stuff. I could call them. Like, I was in a spot at that point to say, you know what, like maybe it's almost time. And in the back of my head, it was always there, like, could I do it? Like, could I pull this off? Could I do it, right? And after Rich passed, I said, you know what, like, this is it. Like, my time is ticking. I don't know what damage I did permanently to my body by taking the opiates, by doing the steroids, by doing the crazy shit I did. It could catch up to me at any fucking time, just like Rich. The difference is Rich left that legacy, right? Not just because of who he was with the bodybuilding stuff, but because he created that company, because it motivated people, because he cared about people. Did Rich have his flaws? He absolutely had his flaws. Did he have his good parts and his bad parts? Absolutely. Rich is a human being like everybody else, right? But the bottom line was, I felt like if you treated him the way you wanted to be treated, he would treat you the same way back. He would treat you with respect. He would treat you like family. He would treat you like somebody that he cared about. Because he truly didn't want to see anybody get hurt. He truly didn't want to see anybody fucking get fucked over. He truly wanted to help people. Otherwise, he would never gave all those 5%ers the opportunity that he gave them. Those 5%ers that he had signed that were not athletes, like actual competitors and stuff like that, people that actually, there's some of them that barely even worked out. They would never, and to this day, still haven't got opportunities with anybody. But Rich gave them an opportunity. He said, yeah, well, here's the ball. Run with it. Let's see what you can do. If you can do something, maybe we'll sign it to a contract. If you can't, hey, you tried. Let's give it a shot. You know, these are the memories that I have of Rich that I think, you know, I'll be honest with you, all the bullshit drama that came out and things that came out that may have painted him in a bad light and stuff like that, I don't think can overpower the goodness that he did. I just don't. I think that the good that he did and the mark that he left and the information he put out and the motivation, the inspiration, I don't think anything could ever blemish that, period, no matter what it is at this point. And that's just truly how I honestly feel about it. So today is Rich's birthday. There's a lot of people remembering him, but I think most of us honestly remember him on a daily basis. I'll be honest with you. Not many times can I go anywhere, and I mean anywhere, like to the gym, not to the fucking expos, I mean to the mall. It doesn't matter where the fuck I go. I was actually in a restaurant in Vegas with Erin. We were sitting there eating at a steakhouse, and the couple next to us looked at my arm, and she said, hey, I don't want to bother you, but what does 5% mean? Out of all the tattoos on my fucking body, right? Everything that she could look at, not my hands, what does that 5% mean, she asked. And I explained it to her. And when I explained it to her, I could see her going, wow, that's unbelievable. It's amazing. I'm like, Rich has passed away and gone. The company itself is not doing well. We know that for a fact. Let's fucking call it what it is. Brass tacks. The company's doing extremely poorly. But 5% as a movement, as a lifestyle, as something bigger than all of that is now in her head. Be the 5%. Be the one that'll do anything to accomplish your goals. Be the one that'll fucking push themselves till they're uncomfortable. Be that person. You know what I mean? It'll live forever. It's like Hulkamania. It's like, Hulkamania, brother. It's going to live forever like that. And I just want to say that, thank you to all the 5%ers out there that still contact me, keep in touch with me, meet up with me at expos and stuff, just for even just a few words. Like, those people that say that 5% is bullshit, you know what? Not all the 5%ers got along. Not all the 5%ers are happy with the way the company went. Not all the 5%ers are happy with the way that they got treated. But the bottom line was we were all grouped together for something that was bigger than the rest of us. And to my dying day, there are going to be guys that no matter what, who I barely talk to, like Darren. I haven't talked to Angel in a long time. I talk to Viking when I see him or here and there online. Mac Truck, Dean, Eric, Lil Monster Melanie. All these people. Paulo, Big Mike. Big C Green. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I still feel that bond there that was there. And some of them I wasn't even on the team when they were there. But just being a part of 5% and living that movement day to day gives you a sense of unity. And I don't think that unity is ever going to die, I'll be honest with you guys. So, in the legacy of Rich Piana, today's his birthday. Keep the 5% movement alive. Keep the brotherhood alive. Watch out for one another. And above all else, remember, when someone makes one mistake, it doesn't make a bad person. It means they made a mistake. But that 5%, stay in that 5%, doing everything you can every single fucking day to be better. That's what it's all about. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is the blog. It's a 5% bicep, and we are